behindlemon-thistle.com, and today I am excited to talk about DIY art for your home. So I am talking wall decor, different things that you can make to decorate your home, and I'll let you in on a little secret. There is maybe 2 pieces of wall decor in my home that I have not made because I love to save money, and just the return on investment, like the amount of time that you need to put into a piece of wall art compared to like trying to save money by making your own couch or something. I mean, I just feel like this is a total win. So today I am sharing different DIY art projects that you can use in your home decor. So before we get into it, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would so love if you did that below so you don't miss out on any more DIY or home decor videos. All right, so the first project here is right behind me. These are DIY tree ring prints. So I know that these are really popular right now and you can buy prints on Etsy and get them printed out, but some of the like really beautiful ones are like $30 or $40 for one print, and then especially if you need more than one of them and then you've got to frame them, it does add up. So I posted on my Facebook and asked, hey, does anybody have any like stumps or tree cuttings I could use? And I have a friend who has a wood burning fireplace, so they had a ton, and she said that I could come get a couple. And so I DIY'd these out of them using dollar store cardstock, ink just from Michael's. It's about $6 for a thing of ink. And I used like a little creme brulee torch. I would definitely recommend a bigger blowtorch if you have one. And then these picture frames are just from IKEA, so they're super affordable. Again, I have a full blog post tutorial detailing how to make those, but it's really simple and the effect is awesome. I get asked about these all the time and I feel like nobody would guess that it's just dollar store poster board in there. All right, next up is this canvas. So this is a brush lettered canvas. Obviously I've made this one here. I have a full video tutorial on how to get this kind of like brush stroke effect on a canvas, and I will link that video tutorial. But even if you are not a hand letterer, you can find a font online and trace it and then use this technique to get that brush lettered effect with the really kind of like streaky gaps in your lettering that I think makes it look super modern and cool. And then this canvas was from Yisk. It's like the most affordable place to get big canvases if you live in Canada. This is just the biggest one you can get, unfortunately. And then I framed it just with a flat piece of craft wood from Home Depot. Okay, this guy's super tiny right here, but this is a little mini weave. I love it. It goes like just in this little nook and adds some texture. And this one was made using yarn from the dollar store and a shoebox. So again, super cute, super affordable. And I love how modern that one looks. All right, and then opposite that is this big guy right here, which totally looks like a print, but it's not. All right, so this is in our dining room and it definitely has wrinkled a little bit. I made the mistake and I plugged in a steamer right below here. But it's just fine. So this is, again, one of those big canvases from Yisk. When I got it, it was on sale for $15. I think that the price is up to like $24 the last time I was in there. But again, that's still a really good deal for something of this size. And then this is a photo that I took of my kids at the beach. You can see them. There's one here, 2, 3, 4. So next time that you're out somewhere and you're like, this landscape is so beautiful, if you've got kids or a dog or whatever, you should just like walk as far away as you can from them and take a landscape shot. And this is now beautiful like landscape art, but it's so meaningful because it's a memory that we have of going to the beach on a school day, and I love it. So to make this affordable, this is printed as an engineering print from Staples. I don't love when you print photos like that, but you can do it. There's no rules against it. So, and then I framed it out again with that flat stock trim, but added a little beveled piece of trim work on the inside here. And then to help seal it a little bit, I did do light coats of clear spray paint on top of this, just to protect it a little bit. All right, next up right here, this is kind of like a shibori hack. It's just made with normal dye and a piece of scrap linen or cotton or something that I had hanging around. And then I have framed it out with a floating frame from Michael's that you can get with a coupon. So I do have a vlog tutorial on how to make this here, but essentially I just did the tie-dye in my sink using a piece of cardboard and some string and that dye. And I love with this one here how you can see the raw edges of the material. It just looks so beautiful and textured. So one of my tips for putting art or decor in your home is to kind of mix it up. So we had hand lettered art already, and then we have the photo in the dining room. And so I didn't want to do any of those elements again. So that's where the textured textile art came in. I'm like, that will complement it really well. It's a little bit different, but it still coordinates with what else is going on in the house. All right, into here, you know, I had to include my macrame. I love a good macrame piece. So macrame is awesome in homes because it is neutral and definitely goes with that modern and texture and any color palette, literally anywhere, and you can DIY it. So I have a bunch of macrame tutorials. I have basic macrame knots, this is made up of all the basic macrame knots. And I have a super simple macrame tutorial for this little guy here if you want to get started in macrame. But I love how it looks in a space. Here's how it looks in our old bedroom. It totally pops off of dark colored walls, but it looks amazing on light colored walls as well. All right, I had to put the camera in the bathtub to get this one, but this is a piece of art that we have in our bathroom. This is a watercolor work with line art just made with Sharpie, and this is a floating frame that I bought again on sale at Michael's, and then I spray painted the frame with a matte black spray paint. But this one here is just one piece of paper. Again, I tore the edges to get that organic kind of look on the edges, and super simple. It took like half an hour, including waiting for the watercolor to dry before I did the line art, and I am just in love with how modern this looks. And again, if you don't feel comfortable doing the line art on your own, you can print off a design that you like. If this is just for your own home, like obviously don't sell something that you didn't draw yourself, and then you can kind of like trace that line art pattern onto it for your house. Okay, I don't have a tutorial for this, but I just want to say, if you learn how to hand letter, the amount of things that you can make for your home, it's just fantastic. Here's one that's at the bottom of our stairs. It just has our family name, and I love how that looks. So speaking of hand lettering, but this one, because it's made with a Cricut, you can use any kind of font that they have as well. So this is a DIY wall flag. It is made out of the bottom half of a curtain that I didn't need, like that I hemmed off, and I put rivets in the corners. And then I've hand lettered this and cut it out with my Cricut and ironed it on. So even if you don't hand letter, you can still cut out the lettering on your Cricut and iron it on. And I love how this looks here. Let me give you a close up so you can see the texture of the curtains with the rivets. All right, in the playroom as well, we have these DIY canvases. So these photo canvases I just got printed at Walmart, so they're not DIY themselves, but then we did add like stitching onto them. So this is embroidery stitching onto the canvas, which I think is just such a fun addition. It makes it a little bit more playful than the typical black and white canvases that you kind of see in a lot of homes. And I love the look of the black and white canvases with the kids in them. And then we did on the other ones just had painting. So this is painted instead of stitched on. So if you're not comfortable stitching on your canvas, you can just like paint a fun design on there as well. So I have a full blog post about this again, so I will link that. Okay, another one that I wanted to show you in my own home, and I need to work on a blog post for this, but this is just made out of dollar store clay. I just cut the shapes out, baked it, and hung it together. So I mean, if you want to DIY, you can do everything from like wall art like that to canvases to whatever. Like you're not just super limited to painting, which is fun. So I love to play with the different mediums and see what I can come up with. Okay, a couple other ones that aren't in my current house that I want to show you is this DIY Drywall Spackle painting that I did for my sister's bedroom with her. It was so fun to play with and it got such great texture. It's held up really well. It's been done since last summer. And I just love the modern texture that it brings to a bold space like her green bedroom. So again, tutorial for this is really just mixing the Drywall Spackle with paint to get the different colors that you like, and then applying it with different tools. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope that you enjoyed this tour of DIY art in my home and some of these like mini flash tutorials. If you would like more on any of them, I've linked them all below in the description of this video. And I hope that you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to see more DIY and home decor. We'll see you next time.